Way in the water, way in the water, way in the water, we are finally back. Honey, honey, honey. We are finally back after what seemed like the last time this shit been on was darn going 1864, honey. Before the darn gone slaves got free from the darn gone field stuff. Child, Lester, you know you need your ass kicked for this. Now, girl, you had us gone for a whole 2 months. I at least said you would be back by darn gone St. Patrick's Day. Bitch, you darn gone didn't come back to motherfucking April Fool's, ho. Done changed up the name and everything, honey. It's now Our View TV and everything, honey. Done came out with a whole, got a darn gone talk show going on over there. Done released about 3-4 episodes. Darn gone got a whole nother franchise on the way. Lester. Girl. But we back. We back. So, this is season 1, episode 13. So, we start off where we left off. If y'all got memory loss because it's been so long, we left off with B Hawk entering the house with her good gowns and fashion, honey. And her black trans lives matter, honey. Although, child, it looked like we was about to do some slow singing and flower bringing in a whole different capacity for one of our other sisters in my Jessie Rue voice, honey. So, in the midst of darn going B Hawk doing, you know, they touring the house and everything, honey, in comes Melly. But Melly doesn't know that B Hawk is here. Because they are upstairs as Melly comes in. And everybody darn going trying to darn going hurry and get darn going Melly to his room. Or so we thought. Because we got to get on Megabody in a minute. So, in addition to this, once again, they come down as they trying to get Melly to the room. Melly darn gone pays darn gone B Hawk originally does. She's over it at this point. She was like, what? Honey, it was about several darn gone Lemonade albums. You know, Lemonade album songs that came to my darn gone mind. Honey, I thought when I seen Melly's reaction, it was giving that pray you catch me whispering, and it was giving me darn gone who the fuck do you think I am? Don't hurt yourself, honey. Child, darn gone Melly was about to send us through the motions like the Lemonade album, and she did, and she was within her rights to a certain extent. But they are keeping themselves distance and whatnot. So they paying themselves dust. And my thing is this, Megabody, girl, what is your issue? You have something to tell us now. I hope you're able to find this channel because y'all know DivaWuan's channel is still taken down. YouTube wants to play with a girl at the end of well, not Black History, but Women's History Month, Trans Day of Visibility, the day before April Fool's, and during my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. YouTube decided to take my channel down, so let's address that elephant in the room. That's why we over here. So it might be hard for some of y'all to come across my channel, but if by way that you do come across my channel that's currently at 11 subscribers, thank y'all for subscribing back to a girl until we get our primary channel back. And damn, just when offers was coming in, y'all know I'm pissed off about that. I was finally starting to succumb into about to do some advertisements. I had one person offer me $2,000 for a doggone ad. Then I had another one for $1,000. The DivaWuan's was about to doggone rack it on up for the doggone 2022. And then you two come through with this bullshit. Y'all know it's hard for, you know, vloggers like us. Can I rant for a quick second and then we're going to get back to this mess? You know, it's hard for us YouTubers on the lower end of the spectrum to get them top dollar deals. So, you know, DivaWuan's darn gonna starting to get some 4-figure income deals and shit that starts to make sense. Because I've gotten advertisement offers over the years and it just didn't make sense for me to put on the channel. But I was like, shit, DivaWuan's trying to expand. We trying to change our location, get up out of here. And I'm starting to take this YouTube a little bit more seriously, not for income purposes or anything, but just to give y'all more. You know, as more as I be on here, I was like, I need to elevate my game. You know, I can't just keep doing the same shit and just, you know, giving basicness. I try to recuperate the editing and stuff like that. So I was like, shit. But hopefully we get the channel back. Let's pray on it, y'all. Do me a favor. Follow me on Twitter, or if you don't, at least retweet my posts about YouTube to keep the doggone attention on them looking into my channel. So my Twitter name is DivaWuan's. So please help us get the channel back. But anyways, Megabody, what is your issue with Cash? Because it seems like you have an overt issue with keep darn on talking about Cash in this room situation. Because it's like, once again, why is the room so much of an issue? Why is the room so much of an issue as if y'all ain't never been nowhere? Y'all carrying on about as worse as the darn folks at the darn Bad Boys of LA. This is ridiculous, honey. But yeah, they carrying on with this darn room situation, talking about people moving rooms, and it's like, once again, this whole season, people speaking passively aggressively. It's like, I can't stand a passive aggressive bitch. It's like, put a name on it, ho. It wasn't nobody changing rooms. It wasn't multiple people. It was one motherfucker, and it's the one that's really darn gonna drive my last nerve at this point. I'm about over it with Dante. Because your issue lies with Dante. Cash came in second, and Cash had his room. It wasn't no switching of anything. So I don't know why you darn gonna keep putting Cash up in this bullshit. And see, you got the right one. Because it looks like you size Cash up, and you know Cash, you know, she a pretty bitch. You know, she ain't about to fuck up her looks and shit, because she needs money off of her looks. But honey, you would have darn gonna try that shit with a bitch like me, who would have got paid even if I got fucked. Because see, as an esthetician, if you would have hit me, I can darn gonna correct my skin back and use my before and afters for money, honey. So I would profit off of an ass one, but I would have won anyway. Although you wouldn't have won me, honey. Especially finding out you only 5'3", honey. I would have scooped your tiny ass up, and I would have mollywopped you across that house talking about moving me out my motherfucking room, honey. Child. Honey, that darn Megabody just irritated me. Once again, I hope they get off this room situation soon enough, which they about to for a whole different amount of reasons. But anyways, that is that, y'all. What else I got? Oh! So, in the midst of Megabody with these room switch, y'all talking about let's go, you know, trying to scoop Melly B away from B Hawk, and you saying, oh, this is your room downstairs and whatnot. Honey, Megabody done rearranged the names where Melly B was going to be upstairs with some. I think Melly B was slated to be upstairs possibly with Eugene, if I'm not mistaken, because I got confused by that shit. Y'all can feel free to correct me, but the new room switch for the third time, it had Dante in the room with Cash instead of Melly B and Cash. So Cash was still technically in the room, but Dante was going to be bunking with Cash as opposed to Melly B. And then you got Melly B was going to be upstairs with, I think darn going Eugene or whatnot. Like, I'm confused because you know, Jewel and B Hop got a room. Like, that shit just confused me. I still don't. But darn on Melly B was going to be upstairs anyway. Why, I don't know. Because some folks is just thirsty for a damn room as if they ain't never been nowhere luxurious. But ooh, that was irritating me enough as well. So, honey, Melly at this point was like, you know what, fuck this shit. Y'all motherfuckers can have this. I come in the door, y'all got this motherfucking fabulous bitch. Well, of course, you know Melly don't think B is fabulous. I'm just saying it because I don't got no issues with B Hall, and I can't bring myself to overtly trash talk somebody that ain't really done shit to me. So, you know, Melly B had some other choice words in mind for B-Hawk. But she said, honey, I'm not dealing with this family, so I'm getting gone. And then y'all up here playing with motherfucking rooms. Darn Cash done showed me what our room was. Now y'all up here want me to be upstairs with this bitch. Y'all trying to separate us, but now you trying to mess around with rooms because of a bitch, Dante ass. And then you darn gonna getting back and forth aggressive with darn on Cash, knowing Cash ain't gonna halfway do nothing because, honey, I do believe you might be able to whoop Cash ass. Now, like I said, let it be me, honey. It would have been a whole different story, honey. Child, boo. I would have shut that motherfucking room switching shit down real quick regarding me. Don't play with my motherfucking where I got to lay my motherfucking head. Bitch, I darn gone looked up for whatever reason. Darn gone Lester took favor for a girl and put me up in this room with Melly B. Honey, bitch, don't come fucking with me. That's how I would have been. Honey, Cash was a little bit too laissez-faire for me because I would have gotten darn gone irritated and would have cussed the fuck out of darn gone Megabyte. We would have had to take that shit outside. Honey, you keep darn gone saying you can move. Bitch, let's see what you can do. Come out. But like I said, darn gone Cash ain't in the position to do that. I would have been. But honey, Melly said, bitch, I ain't got time for none of this shit. I'm going to motherfucking home. Y'all can have this whole shit. So out goes darn gone Mulatto and darn gone Cash trying to convince him to stay. Stay with us and come back in the house. Stay with us. Honey, darn gonna convince the darn gone Melly to stay. I was like, child, y'all should have just let Melly roll off into the darn gone night, honey. Cause notice darn gone, when he got out that car, I said, okay, see y'all motherfuckers play. Y'all want a damn show, bitch? We got a show today. Honey, Mulatto talking about no. Ain't no now, bitch. You should have let his ass darn gone push his leg foot to the darn gone metal. You should have let Melly put the pedal to the metal. But instead, now he's about to put his darn gone foot up darn gone B-Hawk's ass. And now, Melly, this is where you was wrong, girl. If you really felt that way, and once again, you was going to be with that on-site energy. You should have darn gone did that as soon as you came in and darn gone seen B-Hawk right there the first time. It shouldn't have been no cordialness right then and there. It would have been like, you remember on site? Now, you owed everybody else to respect the distance they sell because they ain't had nothing to do with that shit with you and B-Hawk. So you could have gave everybody a 30-second warning to clear way because we about to darn gone stone. You should have did that the first time you seen that bitch. You darn gone, you did right enough to go away. You didn't darn gone fire the first time. I wouldn't have blamed you if you fired as soon as you came in the house. After what I just found out. But you did. So now it makes it seem like you darn gone somewhat sneaked her. Because now you gave her the false impression that y'all are cordial. So now she done let her guard down. She upstairs, darn going, Megabyte said on a live stream many months later after all this filming shit that they was upstairs playing with their hair and all this, that, and the third. Jewel, I love you, girl, but I want you to change that hair, honey. We need to upgrade that hair. I still, the beautician in me still don't like that darn gone harsh lines of demarcation, but they said you was up there playing with the hair. Okay. Darn gone, here goes Melly B. B-Hawk! Come on through, girl. The price is right for you to get these hands tonight. Honey, and why did B-Hawk darn gone try to do one of these darn gone, honey, try to do one of these darn gone single ladies darn gone number. Next thing you know, the camera doing all this. I was like, oh no, Lester. Lester. Bitch, not you over there getting darn gone Tourette syndrome of the hands. Like, I can't stand when all of a sudden fights and shit go down. Security start getting Tourette syndrome and the camera gets shaky. It's like, bitch, you ain't hired for damn security. You hired to darn gone catch shit. You need to keep that camera steady so we can see the thump, thump, thump. I mean, it's not funny. But on a serious note, though, in a commentary fashion, it's like, why does the darn gone cameraman do all that shaking and all that when you ain't darn gonna busting a grape? You ain't breaking up shit. keep that even if you wanted to. It's like, honey, don't y'all have the tripod? You could have easily put that motherfucking camera down on the tripod and then jumped in and kept the darn camera steady and whatnot. We didn't see hardly shit. All the thing we saw was B-Hawk do this. And next thing we know, Melly B done went and snapped, child. Done went and darn gone snap, honey. So, yeah, the fight ensues. It gets so darn going chaotic, honey. Then darn gone, here goes Jewel talking about, honey, meet us outside. I fight niggas, honey. I was like, oh, hell. Now, Jewel, no. I understand, you know, being a woman from the hood and, you know, you about that like with the hood, but that's not a good look of you trying to play the strong woman. And once again, it was a fair fight in my, well, other than the sneakness. But size-wise, it's like, don't do that. B-Hawk, that's B-Hawk situation. Don't darn gon' B-Hawk ain't disabled. Don't try to jump in and darn gon' be Captain Save a Friend, honey. So it's like, once again, I understand you being passionate for your friend, but don't go all there talking about you fight niggas and all this, that, and the third. Even though technically it would have been a fight between two queens, honey, with darn Jewel and darn hell, low key, I think darn Melly would have had more of a work with darn Jewel. Jewel looked like she darn could have possibly took darn Melly, but it was like still, nonetheless, we don't need to see the cisgender women fighting the darn queens on set, honey. No. So yeah, please, Jewel, don't do that. What else do we have? Honey, it got so chaotic, honey. We had Lester darn coming through in the scene. I was like, oh, child. Y'all know y'all really fucked up now. Y'all got Lester darn coming in front of the damn camera and shit. So they start talking about it because at this point, Melly B done a sashay finally out the door because, mind you, when she got out that car, honey, she kept that darn car engine running. She kept that darn car nice and warm, honey, because I think this shit was going on around February. She was like, bitch, I don't even need time for my car to get cool. It's only going to take me about 2 minutes to whoop this bitch ass, and I can kindly walk on to my car and darn push pedal to the metal into the midnight, bitch. So y'all should have known some shit was really going to go down when that bitch got out her car and that engine was still running. But yeah, this time Melly's gone. The whole cast is darn talking about the shit. Jewel's confessional talking about why was Melly even up there. She wasn't even supposed to be up there. She was supposed to be in the basement where she belonged. I was like, well, child, that darn so-called basement was the best room of the damn house. So, child, that was really no shade, honey. But unbeknownst to dark, and I want to know what Jewel's opinion of this shit is. Because Mega Body. Now, girl, I got to call your motherfucking ass out. Now, you darn trying to rearrange rooms, being petty with Dante. But your ass, every bit of your 5'3", 165-pound ass, inadvertently darn would have caused some shit like this anyways. Because if you think about it, you already knew that there was some issues with darn B-Hawk and Melly. And I'm now seeing where Melly darn talking about with the darn there's a setup going on. Because once again, your issue with the room situation was with Dante. Darn Melly was one of the last ones to come in the damn door. She ain't switch shit. Cash didn't switch shit. Yet you want the darn mess with their rooms and darn put darn Melly upstairs with the bitch that is obviously she has an issue with. So you was already darn low-key trying to cause a disaster. Because even when B-Hawk came in, you was darn pouring yourself another drink talking about it was about to be interesting. See, you one of them motherfuckers that throw the rock and hide your hands and then want to act like, ooh, I didn't do nothing. Honey, pretty much like Bronson ass is doing over there on the Heights. You darn stir the pot a little bit and try to create a situation of chaos. And then when chaos done ensued, all of a sudden your ass want to be darn mad talking about if it was my friend, this shit wouldn't darn went down this way, this, that, and the motherfucking third, and all that. I was like, nah, bitch, don't get the rah-rah and doing all that shit. Don't get to doing all that shit, because if you really felt that way, still, she's not your friend, you don't know her, but by her being, by y'all sharing a mutual friend with Jewel, I think you owed it to Jewel to have enough decorum to keep darn Melly B's darn ass downstairs. While you darn doing all these room switching to be petty. And then, once again, you keep rah-rahing that darn Cash, even though your issues with Dante. Like I said, Megabody really darn... Between Megabody and darn Dante, they work my nerves the most with this shit right here, honey. So, what else happened? Oh! Mulatto. A little bit tidbit. You talking about darn you don't agree with the girls over 25 fighting Child Boo. Child Boo. There's been plenty of folks over 25 to get down, both professional and whatnot, honey. So I don't agree with you on that one, honey. Talking about the 25 is up, can keep it classy with words and shit. Sometimes an ass whooping just needs to assume, honey. I don't believe in that. In certain situations, it should be just stuck to words. Then in comes Miss Amani Van Zant, honey. I was like, child, you a little bit too late to call yourself trying to slide in and fix somebody's life, honey. Darn hell done already broke down, honey. You coming in on the aftermath for the shit, honey. So you might as well go ahead outside and roast the marshmallows that you wanted to talk about roasting. Because, honey, the darn show no fight done happened and everything. It ain't nothing for you to darn solve. You over there trying to call Melly on the phone and shit. I was like, at this point, just leave Melly the fuck alone. Leave Melly over there where she be. The issue is y'all drug that bitch back in the house, talking about don't let her punk her, don't let her punk you out the house, this, that, and the third. Once again, there were several people inadvertently routing this shit up. Mulatto and Cash pumping Melly B up to go back in the house. Megabody putting Melly B upstairs. And then, in the midst of all this, we find out that Melly B was alerted that there was a possibility that B Hart was coming the day before. Now, this is where the shit really is interesting. And Melly B made it the point to tell production and the cast, don't set me up with no setup now. This bitch better, y'all better have that bitch around me. That bitch better visit Jewel at a motherfucking hotel, whether it's the darn Ramada Inn or the Pina Colada Inn, but that bitch better not be in the darn domain that I sleep in. So now that adds a whole nother nuance to the situation. So Melly B done made it known the day before that she didn't feel comfortable seeing that bitch. She done already made it known that it was going to be on site 24 hours in advance. And yet darn B Hawk still somehow came up in through that door. Now, Jewel, I got to look at you crazy. Because, girl, now, was you primitive? I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway. Because maybe Lester and them did not tell you. But from what Mulatto said, honey, it seemed like everybody was put on notice that B Hawk ass better not come through that darn door the following day. You still brought your girl into the fire. You was already wrong for inviting the bitch any damn way. But then to find out that darn Melly B found out in advance and darn warned you that it would not be in her interest for her to come through them damn doors. And you still brought your friend in the darn line of fire. Girl, you wrong too. Like, girl, with friends like you, who the hell needs damn enemies? You led your friend into an ass whooping. Now, what Melly B did was wrong. She should have gave y'all the darn 5 minutes to darn get your hair slicked back or take your weave out. Well, you wouldn't have been able to take your shit out. You got the braids and stuff in. But B Hawk could have easily took that lace front off or whatnot. Pop them nails off. Get her Vaseline to slick her face down so the girls get to scratching. You don't get no marks and shit on your face. Put on your good sneakers. You already had the darn t-shirt on, Black Trans Lives Matter. Honey, let it double up as the black trans woman can whoop some ass too, honey. You supposed to gave her some chance to get ready. Take her earrings out and stuff. Yeah, so Melly B was wrong for not giving a girl some time and then giving her the false assumption of, okay, we just want to keep it cordial. And then, now Melly B, this is where you was wrong, bitch. You did sneak her. You did sneak her because her doing this was not her being threatened. She did not push you and all that. She didn't even get really combative in your face. You didn't even have that darn gone same energy towards darn gone Tevin. Now, once again, it can be argued. Tevin didn't darn gone threaten your mama. Tevin darn gone didn't threaten to darn gone slit your throat and all that shit that we've been hearing that B-Hawk did. Now, B-Hawk, this is where we got the darn gone drag you up in. You already was made aware, at least I was hoping. Now, because once again, it seems like the cast has been notified, but the thing is this. Do we know that B-Hawk was notified? Because B-Hawk said, well, she didn't know that her ass was going to be there. Now, B-Hawk, there's a little bit of a damn stretch considering that you know, I know you don't want to break the fourth wall and shit, but bitch, this is a doggone show. They filming the cameras. It's a cast doggone trip. I don't know why you didn't think doggone Melly B was somehow not going to be there. And you is not even really a friend of the show, so you not even really getting no doggone inside extra of, confirmation that Melly wasn't even supposed to be there. I can't even give you the doggone Marlo pass that maybe production doggone put a bud in your ear and said doggone Melly wasn't going to be there. Unless you come and tell me otherwise, and then I'm going to have to come drag the fuck out of Lester. So unless you come up on here, B-Hawk, and tell me that production told you that Melly B wasn't going to be there, and then we're going to have to look at Lester sideways. Girl, you right now is in the motherfucking wrong. You's in the wrong. Your friend Jewel is in the wrong. Mulatto's in the wrong. Cash is in the wrong. Megabody is in the wrong. So all you motherfucking hoes are in the wrong. Because y'all all played a part in that motherfucking chaos that darn gonna sue. Megabody with you with the room situation. Darn gone Cash and Mulatto, you should have let them go. Melly, you should have gave a bitch 5 minutes notice to darn gonna get ready for the ass whooping. B-Hawk, you already was on notice that there was tension with y'all. Jewel, you should have never invited her to even come through the damn door. So each and every one of y'all played a part in that bullshit right there, honey. And honey, possibly Lester for darn going being made aware of this in advance and allowing a situation where an argument can ensue that was going to turn violent. So yeah, ooh. And then, honey, darn, here comes the back pedal. Dante brings up darn B-Hawk threatening Melly, which she lied and said she didn't darn threaten. Now, playing both sides, giving people both sides. Honey, B-Hawk can say, well, I didn't threaten her in that moment. I came in peaceful. Now, bitch, don't be obtuse. You know what darn Dante meant. It's like, bitch, you didn't threaten her tonight, but you threatened her in the past. So now, girl, now you playing on semantics. Ain't nobody talking about you darn gonna threaten her that night. Darn going, you threatened her. And then Melly darn gonna have since came out and said you went as far as threatening her family and shit. And see that now that's where you fucked up. Because it's like, now why are you bringing innocent bystanders in some mess? Now B-Hawk, it seems like you on some devious type shit. I'm hearing as far as that you went and is contacting people's place of businesses, people's employment. You darn gonna calling people's family members from what darn going Melly B is saying. Now, unless you come out and refute that, I'm gonna have to darn gonna take it as the darn gone gospel, because you've had an ample amount of time now that I'm thinking about it to refute those statements, and you have not darn gonna refuted the fact that Melly B has said you have called his mama, has darn gonna been calling the businesses and shit outside of the show, trying to wreak havoc with darn gone Melly B. You have honestly done some stuff that warrants a certified ass whooping. The only thing I disagree with is the fact that Melly B did not give you time to prepare. Now, Melly, you was wrong, because if you was going to whoop her ass, you should have whooped the ass from the door. The fact that you gave her the false sense of darn going, oh, everything's cool, and then you came out the blue and snuck her, that is wrong. You did at least owe the bitch 2 minutes to get ready for the ass whooping. And then as people giving their darn on commentary and stuff, darn on Jewel is upset about Melly darn on fighting a trans film, this, that, and the third. Now let me tell you something, as both me and B-Hawk appear to be in the same trans spectrum, it's like, honey, I'm not demeaning darn on what happens to us as trans girls, but I think anybody who can speak to this, it would be a fellow black trans sister. Now, Jewel, this is where I have to disagree with your friend can't get an ass whooping because she a darn going trans woman. It's like, no. The moment that you go and darn gonna threaten somebody, you threaten innocent family members, you darn going is potentially causing them their business to suffer. You out here, you know, creating havoc to this extent. It's like you don't get to hide behind, oh well, I'm a trans woman, you can't hit me. And it's like, and then we add the fact that we size both of them up. Both of these hoes are sample size. Both of these hoes are size 0. Darn on teeny frame. Now, unless B-Hawk comes and corrects me, from what I'm seeing of B-Hawk, B-Hawk is pre-hormonal. It's not like, you know, this bitch is years on hormones and she got the titties and her testosterone level is down to the degree of a cisgender woman. This, that, and the third. So when we thinking about the fact that darn on B-Hawk is a pre-hormonal trans girl like myself, and then darn on Melly B is little teeny tiny size 0, it was really for all intents and purposes a fair fight. So Jewel, I can't even give you that talking about, oh well, he had no business putting his hands on a trans woman. It's like, honey, it's not like darn on Megabody was kicking ass. Now, if it was Megabody up against Jewel, or if it was Eugene up against Jewel, then we can say, oh, these two motherfuckers is out of order. But honey, when you look at darn on Melly B and darn on B-Hawk, they in the same size category. And hell, you talking about you fight niggas too. Hell, both of y'all about sized up proportionate as well. Because it looks like you, Jewel, got a little bit more muscle. Hell, quite a bit more muscle than darn on Melly. So it's like, girl, you can't frame the narrative that Melly being a man puts him at an automatic advantage. No, 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 no. And once again, I come from the darn going philosophy of T.S. Madison, man, woman, a child. The only difference is, you know, the child part I will modify to teenager. 13 and up can get it. Anybody 13 and up darn gonna come at me sideways, honey, I'm popping your ass. So once again, it is what it is on that situation. I know you gonna hate me for it, but once again, DivaWuan's got to keep it real. From what I've seen, your friend asked for that ass whooping. The only thing, once again, I disagree with is the fact that darn gone she wasn't properly gave him two-minute notice. I will give you that. She should have gave y'all some notice that the ass whooping was about to come. But outside of that, as far as the ass whooping happening itself, girl, I can't say nothing. Especially once the footage roll, honey. Darn gonna be hot. You got caught in a flat out lie talking about you didn't threaten her at all. And then here comes the beautiful bean footage of you darn gonna talking about Melly B ain't about that life and Melly B ain't ready to see you with the hands and all this, that, and the third. Well, honey, it looked like he had time to see you tonight, child. But that's about it on that, honey. Moving on to the next page, honey. Oh, now Tevin comes in on the aftermath. I was like, child. Child, it's a little bit too late for you to darn gonna come in now, child. Darn gonna B-Hawk needs your ass earlier because, honey, darn gonna look like Melly B wasn't trying to really thump with darn gonna Tevin's ass, honey. I guess darn gonna Melly seen what darn gonna Tevin serves up on Phrenergy when she gave that darn gonna, that man that slap. I guess darn gonna Melly wasn't ready for those darn gonna hands. I'm just joking, Melly. I'm just joking. Girl, because I know you'll get down there in them comment section and get to writing a whole dissertation. I'm joking, bitch. But yeah, darn gone Tevin, B-Hawk needed your ass like darn gone an hour ago, honey. So now, it's the next morning. Honey, the only folks in the house is Eugene and Dante. I was like, child, hold on. Let me get a drink of water for this bullshit. Y'all did all that bitching and complaining. Room switching and all this. Threatening to darn gonna move people, this, that, and the third. We done did a merry-go-round with these goddamn rooms. And you telling me that none of y'all bitches darn gonna slip in that shit but Dante and darn going Eugene. And how darn gonna ironic. To Dante, from what he said, the two most handsome hoes of the damn show. I still gonna have to disagree with that one. Now we put the handsomeness with darn gone Eugene. I'm Dante, girl. Ain't nobody looked at damn Lucius Lyons as no motherfucking sex symbol. We can take a poll. Do y'all see darn gone Dante as the most? And I'm not saying Dante's ugly. I'm just saying, do y'all think the motherfucker's the second darn gone best in the house? But needless to say, they down there early in the darn gone morning with Lulu Dallas getting their exercise in. And I was like, child, darn gone Eugene putting the darn gone instructor to shame. I was like, child, darn gone thick thighs save lives over there, Eugene, honey. Child, darn gone thighs thicker than mine, honey. I was like, well, damn. Eugene darn gone ain't missed the darn gone leg day, honey. Them darn gone legs was sitting up darn gone pretty with darn gone Mr. Eugene, honey. I was like, darn gone Lulu, honey, you need to step your game up in the leg department, honey, compared to darn gone Eugene. But anyways, we got that. They was exercising. And then next we have one of our own YouTubers, honey. One of the old school YouTubers, honey. Miss Candace Saunders, honey. A.K.A. Miss Sweet Additions TV. I was like, come on through, Sweet Additions TV. Honey, on the entrepreneur grind, honey. She's a black darn on farm owner. Has her own horse ranch. I know she has the trucking company. And then she got several other things going on. But now we find out she got her own horse ranch. I was like, come on through, multiple streams of income. When I grow up and get financially stable, we're going to act like, you know, me and darn on Candace ain't near this. I think she might be older, but got very youthful looks. But I think we in the same age range. But, you know, when I grow up financially, I aspire to be like darn on Candace. But, honey, it was nice to see Miss Sweet Additions TV on the darn on cast, honey. And I think one of the cast members mentioned that she's pregnant. Because I want to say, who was flirting with darn going the husband and then found out that, who was doing the flirt? I think it was Cash hoe his ass. You know Cash. All respect, you know you're a hoe. I think it was Cash that was darn on trying to get with the darn on boyfriend. And then find out the darn on boyfriend is taken with a darn on, you know, with Candace. Okay. But anyways, the entire cast minus Jewel, Megabody, and Tevin is darn gone doing the horseback riding. Of course, Melly does the most phenomenal because she has prior experience with the horseback riding. She used to own a horse and all this, that, and the third in Atlanta before she sold the horse. What else do we got? Oh, now we at the dinner. So, once again, it's Dante and Eugene in the house. And they discussing the situation. And now, folks is talking about doing the boycotts and shit of darn gone folks icing people out. I was like, y'all some unoriginal bitches. Y'all some real unoriginal bitches. Y'all really darn gone trying to do a darn gone basketball-wise icing folks out. Talking about y'all ain't going to film with folks. Why? Shit did not have nothing to do with y'all. Y'all was already made aware of the shit. And some of y'all low-key egged the shit on. Up until the point of the fight. So now, the fight done happen. y'all want the darn on now try to say, oh, this is wrong, this, that, and the third. We going to now ice folks out. It's giving me very much reminiscent of darn on Monique, when Monique darn on had to pop Candace darn on loudmouth having ass. And all of a sudden, y'all now want to ice out the cast. That's what this shit is giving, honey. And it's like, okay, it's y'all prerogative to do that to a certain extent. But that doesn't mean DivaWuan's has to darn gonna like it. I don't like it. So, in comes Jewel with a whole new attitude, honey. Jewel darn gonna refresh. She got her crystals. I was like, now, bitch, where was them damn crystals and shit? I was like, now, for you to be a witch, honey, you wasn't on your darn gonna A game, ho. I was like, and now that I think about it, I was like, damn, Jewel. Where was them damn crystals darn on last night when darn going B-Hop was serving whoop ass, honey? You should have been like Paige Matthews on Charm and darn going orb the crystals into a darn going circle to put darn going Melly in a darn going force field, you know, so he couldn't darn going attack y'all. I guess the darn going crystals wasn't charged enough. We're going to say it wasn't, you know, the moon wasn't full enough for the crystals to be charged, whatnot. Girl. Them damn crystals been useless, honey. I thought the crystals... See, this is why you got to go to an authentic source. See, now, in Jules' partial fit, she's in Atlanta, so it ain't really no authentic darn on Wiccan place. And see, if she was by way of North Carolina or Louisiana, she could have got some authentic darn on crystals that brings darn on, you know, soothed and relaxed and prosperity energy. Honey, she damn sure didn't have those types of darn on authentic crystals that darn on night prior. But needless to say, she done did her meditations, her woo size. She coming in, she ready to eat this, that, and the third. She said she don't miss no meals, honey. And then in comes the other folks, child. Oh! But before we get to that, darn gone, did I mention about Eugene talking about motherfucking... Now, I've been tolerable of darn gone Dante at this point. I think Dante, it's safe to say Dante not going to like DivaWuan's when I say this. Up until this point, y'all was one of the few shows where I said everybody can come back. I can literally see everybody back. I don't have no issues with any cast member. But god damn it, you done finally broke that streak, Dante. I can now say everybody can come back at this point but your motherfucking ass. Dante, you done really darn gonna irk my nerves when you said, and it ain't even about me being a Cash fan, but your motherfucking ass had the mitigated gall to say that Cash need a storyline when you was talking to Eugene. I was like, bitch, are you serious? Are you serious? Cash De Niro needs your motherfucking ass, who now, if we go run everybody's resume, we don't know what the fuck you do, Dante. We know Eugene supposed to be the fitness, honey, and obviously it shows because, like I said, he was putting the actual fitness instructor earlier to shame. So we know what Eugene does, and surprisingly, Eugene is a great rapper. We know what Tevin do. When Rico was on here, we know what Rico... Hell, Rico does a little bit of every damn thing, child. We know what Jewel do. We know what Alyssa do. We know what Megabody do. But, bitch, what do you do? Other than be a flip-floppy hoe. We know what Melly B do. You the hell, Alyssa is barely on this bitch, and we even know what she does. But what do your motherfucking ass do? You up on here talking about somebody needs you for a motherfucking storyline. When they're going, you saying that about a bitch who carried the first half of this damn season thus far by her damn self. Honey, at first it was darn gonna becoming a Circle and darn gonna Cash show the way that it was being carried on. Cash didn't get introduced until episode 6. But he darn gone is such a personality within himself, he was able to darn gone carry darn gone scenes completely by himself. Now, could we say the same thing about your motherfucking ass? Now, letting that camera follow you, will we darn gonna tune into you, or we'll just gently walk out the room, take a piss break, go ahead and darn gonna check on darn gone Green's cooking that night? Honey, we wouldn't been glued to watch your ass by your damn self. But you talking about somebody needs you for a storyline. Honey, darn gone Cash. We know Cash for his darn gone adult entertainment careers and shit. Honey, Cash is darn gone since darn gone got over there with Tiffany New York Paula on Hot House. I got to darn gone find some time to watch that and see who won. But it's like Cash, we know Cash from a variety of things. T.S. Madison and, you know, making appearances over there. Bitch, we ain't never seen you prior to this. And you talking about somebody need your ass for a storyline? Girl, boo. Girl, boo. Girl, what is you darn gonna take? What type of darn gone pills and shit you taking to have you thinking like, girl, boo. Dante, you at this moment, you can go. You can go and not come back, child. That shit just irritated and hurt my motherfucking nerves, child. But anyways, moving on from that, and then Jewel is starting to peep the bullshit too, because Jewel was like, honey, darn Dante is a flip-flopper. Dante is a whole motherfucking instigator in the streets, and when is we going to call Dante out on this shit? Obviously, y'all didn't call him out at all, because this shit has been filmed a year ago. We got introduced to y'all in July and August. This shit went down in February. And y'all had darn Dante in the darn 180 group for like the first 3 episode recaps way back then. So obviously y'all didn't darn really address this bitch as the flip-floppy hoe that she is. And I can probably darn see why later on. But honey, I'm still gonna give this bitch the side eye, honey. Because then the cast started talking about the darn Jules situation with Alyssa. Now, simultaneously, we get a trans awareness piece with darn Alyssa talking with her 2 black girls, trans sisters from the hood. I was like, come on through darn black trans excellence, honey. Giving good ratchet hood, gorgeous teas and whatnot. Giving me darn if they did a trans re-edition of BAP, since they want to do all these darn remakes, honey. These 2, honey, and even the color dynamic, one being the dark chocolate skin and one being caramel. I was like, if they ever do a trans version of darn Babs, these 2 hoes could darn play the part very well. The darn gold tooth and the darn hairstyle, the mannerisms and all, honey. But needless to say, they was having a serious conversation about race dynamics and all of this. Can black people be racist? Y'all, some of y'all think that, you know, prejudice and racism is the same thing. I'm not. This video is already long enough. I would try my best to upload my previous video where I went in for a whole half hour. We're not about to do this again and reiterate that, especially since we're going to have to go into so much detail with the next episode. Honey, that sit down with Jewel and Jewel and Alyssa. Honey, I already have a feeling I might have to do a whole separate video in regards to that one. Yeah, so if it, depending on how heavy they go into the race relations talk, that would be a whole separate video from the upcoming review. But, yeah, it's like they got into that and they was talking about how Jewel was in the wrong. Meanwhile, over on Jewel's side, we hear her mention about that she did offer, because at first I was like, now Jewel, now you out here looking crazy. Now, girl, you couldn't at least darn invited the bitch to your house. You couldn't darn at least have some events and stuff with her. Honey, turns out that they were still going to do the Boys and Girls Club event, I think it's called, for the black LGBT youth in Atlanta, So it's like, well, they still was going to have some sort of camaraderie together. They were still going to, you know, and Jewel was still going to Alyssa's events and this, that, and the third. Hell, she even pops up at Alyssa's darn event the next go round. So obviously it ain't no animosity directly with Alyssa. It's some inadvertent bias going on. Because once again, like I said, there's different levels of racism and prejudice. And they keep, you know, attaching these darn subtle inadvertent biases that Jewel does display as outright overt disrespectful. Oh, this bitch can't stand Mexicans at all. And it's like, no, that is not what it's given. Does Jewel have an underlying bias that is slightly too far? Yes. And I've went into the whole complex history of why it is ultimately unjust what Jewel is doing. Even though I can see where her mindset is coming from as a black woman in America who's having to deal with so much in a darn on country where even with a Democratic president, a so-called first black vice president and everything, and now soon to be a first darn on Supreme Court black woman, nothing has been discussed in regards to black darn on people as a whole, reparations, darn going, you know, justice reform, all these things. It looks like they is darn on at least keeping their promises on fixing the pipes, because honey, all throughout North Carolina they've been fixing these darn on pipes every other street. They darn on ripping up the darn on. So I will at least say Kamala looks like she finally coming through with her promise on that. But other than that, in regards to the mortality rates in the hospital that she campaigned on, the talks of reparations, this, that, and the third, we ain't heard none of that. So I can understand where Jewel feels like, well, damn, everybody looks like it's getting something but us. And that we want to have conversations with black people only for black people. But once again, here comes the flip side of that. Girl, it wasn't your event, and then come to find out there was actually non-black people at the event. Your ass could have darn gonna call the list up and see if she still wanted to come out the moment that you seen darn on that were some Becky's in the damn room, child. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. What else did we have? Oh, then we have, this is what darn on, I guess is the reason why they never called her out on her flip-floppiness. Dante breaks down about losing his mother at a young age, being disowned by his family, and he has communication and trust issues. I was like, okay, I do feel you for that. And I know I'm going to come off as an insensitive, darn going typical Capricorn bitch, honey. But it's like, I might be a little bit more compassionate because I think, you know, you the youngest on this show, so I ain't going to really give you too much. I think Dante's like, what, 23, 24? Way else, everybody else in the damn cast is in their 30s. So I want to say Dante is the only person in their early 20s on the show. Everybody else is like 29 on up to like 35. So we might can chop this up to some Gen Z type shit, because I think darn on Dante's in the Gen Z generation. I feel sympathetic towards you, but that still does not give you a right to be a darn on flip-floppy, darn on insensitive bitch. You say you have trust issues, but honey, you give every bit of a reason for people not to trust your ass. You give everybody every bit of the reason not to trust your ass. You flip-flop, you stir the pot, you hide your hands, you cause chaos, and then everywhere you go, all of a sudden you darn gonna being a yes man to this, that, and third. With the Alyssa situation, you was being a yes man to Alyssa. Now you in front of Jewel's face, you being a yes man to her. Then you darn gonna be a yes man to Cash, and darn gonna succumb to darn gonna Cash flirtations and shit. You do a lot of darn gonna flipping where darn gonna you keep. It's almost like the Cynthia Bailey effect, where the wind blows, there you go, honey. You flip floppy, you shifty, you shiesty, you a swifter. So it's like, girl, yeah, you come from a broken, dysfunctional, but you come from a cast members that have probably gone through some similar struggles. If not, some might have gone through worse. That's a part of life. I encourage you to actually go to a legitimate therapist, not no bootleg one that likes to play for the darn on cameras. Because Miss Amani Van Zant, just like Ayana, ain't fixed nobody damn life over there. So I definitely implore you, although y'all, I guess y'all was sitting in front of some, but I don't know what his credentials is. I say, honey, please go and get somebody legitimate and speak out on your grievances. Don't come back next season. I now can feel sympathetic for you, but that's still not enough for me to even want you back. Go fix yourself. Go get some maturity. And then come back and give us some darn going authenticity. Go in and show us some talent on your new endeavors. I'm not saying we don't permanently want to see. I'm not permanently expelling you, because you ain't done nothing that warrants me saying that fuck you in any capacity. I'm just saying for this right here, for what this show is, I don't need to see you back. But I wish you the best on your endeavors. I need you to get your life together. Get your mental health together. And then when you come back, let's see some actual work. Let's see you on some grinding and, you know, let's see what you about then. But right now, it's a no for me. Now, next week, we got the preview. Jewel goes to the party, and we're going to finally get this sit down. Now, I don't know when we're going to get this damn episode. Now, Lester, it's doggone April the 8th. How long you done had us waiting? You should have had more than enough time to edit the rest of these episodes out. So, we're going to need doggone episode... We're going to need this upcoming episode no later than the 25th of the month. Don't have us waiting till motherfucking Juneteenth for episode 14, bitch. Okay? So that is it, y'all. That is my thoughts. Feel free to like. Or, well, I used to say dislike, but bitch, y'all can't do that no more. Courtesy of YouTube. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all soon. More videos.